to Bali. Check this out, guys. I'm currently at the Tamunayun Temple Complex here in Bali. I've arrived just a couple days ago and I'll be staying here for 3 weeks, exploring some of the lesser seen parts of the island and a couple of the well-known spots. What is in store on this episode? Let me tell you. Well, obviously, we're going to be exploring Bali. We're going to get into some adventurous stuff on the northern parts of the island. A lot of people told me don't come to Bali. It's overly touristy, and I think that's obviously true in some parts, but definitely there are many places in Bali which do not get enough traction, and I'll try to showcase some of those. So let me tell you a little bit about the culture here. Indonesia, Bali is a part of Indonesia. Indonesia is a Muslim country, but Bali is a predominantly Hindu island, almost 90% Hindu. This is not the same kind of Hinduism that you might be used to when you think of India. And that's because Bali's never been invaded, it preserved its culture, it's far away from India, and it really evolved into its own thing. Now, they do worship some of the same pantheon, but they are decidedly monotheistic. Their Muslim neighbors wouldn't have it any other way. I'm not sure exactly at what time they became clear on this, but definitely when you talk to Balinese people today, they tell you that they're worshiping one God in the sense. If we must get into religious classifications, it's the same idea behind the Abrahamic religions of this one universal, all-encompassing divinity. Cool. But I think, honestly, this is one of the few places in the world which has such a unique and preserved culture, and there's going to be a lot for me to learn and explore along the way. On top of that, I am also going to reflect a little bit. I'm sorry that it won't be as exciting as the obnoxious party vlog in Thailand, but this is a good time for me to reflect on where the Disco Man has been, what he's learned along the way, where is he now, and where is he going. And hopefully meditating on this will give me some good insights as well, and be documented very well for the journey. Today is the full moon in Bali, Purnama, and many temples have particular rituals surrounding Purnama. Not this one, but I'm going to go to another one pretty soon. What else can be said? Surfing a bunch, trying to get better at it, and excited for what's in store on this episode. We are currently located in Balian Beach. I've been staying here for my first 7 days in Bali. This is a small surf town way up the west coast, and you have the beach right there, as you can see. Beautiful. And of course, this temple. Bali has temples practically every 3 houses. There's a different temple. Some are inside the house, some are a little bit bigger, more communal temples. I think this is more of a communal one. Just gorgeous. They're making incense offerings non-stop all day long. Such a sweet fragrance indeed. Something like this that you're seeing might be a site worth visiting in any other place that people might travel an hour to go see, but here in Bali it's really on every street corner. It's fantastic. I want to go back a little bit. Like I said, I would reflect in this episode. I've been traveling the world for 7 months now. Here's the surf. Been traveling the world for 7 months now, and if you look back at my channel, one of my earliest videos is a video of a podcast called Designing My Life Podcast. It's around 4 years ago that I outlined with my friend Quinn my desires and ambitions to travel the world, and it's quite prophetic if you look back on it, because I did exactly as I outlined, where I took a job at Google, earned some money as a means to an end to see this beautiful world and gather information and explore and just understand what it's about and the different cultures that exist. And that's exactly what I wanted from it. I tell my friends that it's like a second education for me. That's what I was looking for, and I wasn't going to miss out on this opportunity while I was young, right? So 24 years old, turning 25 pretty soon, and been traveling the world for 7 months, but coming towards the end, only a couple months left. This is the second to last episode on the season 2, and I want to outline a little bit about what I've learned and also what is to come for the Disco Man. You know, when I look back on it, my desire to travel the world was really, it was a form of escapism from the challenges that I was facing in college with not knowing really what to do with my life. And don't get me wrong, there were many times where I thought to myself, maybe I don't need to follow up on that promise, and it was just a way to get me through, to give me some motivation. But ultimately I decided to follow through with it. And it was something that I couldn't see past, right? So now I'm at this time where there's a lot of room for reflection, because I could never really see past what mattered to me beyond seeing this incredible planet. But here I am, nearing the end, and still with the gift of life, still so much drama to act out. So what happens next? That is what we're going to continue to explore. I'm going to go up into the mountains starting tomorrow. We're going to visit some places all over Bali. I'm going to continue to ramble while showcasing the scenery, maybe talking a little bit about the culture as it comes to me. For now, I'm going to enjoy my last day, going to hit my last surf session. Gang, there's been a little bit of a change of plans. Instead of going right from Bali into the mountains, I'm here now in Ubud, the spiritual heart of the island. And I've just checked into this hotel called Bali Spirit Hotel. And I thought I would show you around while I'm still stoked about it. It's definitely more of a resort feel than a hotel. And I love that it has this traditional Balinese vibe, unlike a lot of the accommodations. Now, I decided that I'm going to post up here for a while. I saw it on booking.com and I said, I'm just going to go in person and try to negotiate a deal. They only had the suite available, which is already a little more expensive, but I did negotiate them down about 25%, actually exactly 25% on it. And I'm paying $45 a night. I'm going to show you my room pretty soon, but let's explore the grounds as well. And that's kind of expensive still in terms of Southeast Asia, but I thought it was a really great deal as far as this place goes. And I'm happy to have this kind of environment, this kind of ambiance, which is going to stimulate my creativity, or at least help to do so. And that's really important. People really underestimate that. It's worth paying a premium to be in a good environment so that your thoughts can flow freely. And the reason is, the reason that that's important is related to what I was discussing earlier. This is a spring-fed pool, by the way. So just spring water right on the river, gorgeous in the middle of nature. As I was explaining earlier, I'm going to discuss what have I learned throughout my travels and where am I headed. So as it relates to those things, there's a few main learnings that I've had while traveling the world for the past 7 months on this mission that I knew I was bound to embark on. And the main learnings, number one, I don't like religion. Plain and simple. Anyone who watched my channel knows very well that my path is certainly a spiritual one, although I don't even like that word anymore, but I'm at a loss for what else to use instead. A soulful one, a deeper one, a seeking, a journey of exploration of potential. And as it relates to that, according to some of the things that I've learned, I really just have a deep distaste for any sort of religious dogma which keeps people in a routine way of doing things that they never strive to understand the purpose behind, and leads to automated actions and just like kind of feeling okay with yourself without actually striving deeply to understand oneself and the core of the energy and the creation, source of creation, the potential inside. So look, I'm here in Bali. This is their culture. They have these deities, they have their offerings. I love it. It's beautiful. It's great. My problem is that many people in such a cultural religious system never find the fire, never find the reason to seek what is behind their tradition and what is their true personal ineffable connection with God that is beyond words. What is God? You see, this is what I care about, and I've kind of just decided that religion doesn't have that thing, and that when you want that, you truly have to go it alone. And it helps to be defiant if you're going to go it alone. So I like defiant spirituality more than cultural. Okay, this is my room here. That was one big learning. No, this is not my room. It's the other one. Second big learning, I love the United States of America. I thought maybe there would be a better place to live in the world, and that was part of this journey, was discovering, is there a better place to live? There still could be some cases made for certain places. Definitely nothing wrong with coming to Bali, having a rental property here, having whatever you want to have here. I like Switzerland too. It's an awesome place. But as far as having a great system, the United States has that. And I like the competitiveness, I like the capitalism, and I like that we don't delude ourselves into thinking there's equality among human beings. There isn't equality, there's competition, and there are winners and losers, and that's just life, guys. It might be harsh for some people to hear, I don't know why, but the stronger animal eats the weaker animal, survival of the fittest, etc. Doesn't mean like you're out for blood. It's just like, be strong and be willing to compete, that you have to strive in life. It doesn't come for free. So it's really impotent people who want everything to be taken care of them, communism, socialism, etc., and they never grow, they never learn anything. So, yay, United States. And in a similar vein, by the way, I'm not saying like I love every part of the US. I'm still hard pressed to find a city I want to really plant roots in and build a permanent life, as permanent as it can be. But it's a good system still. And you can find what works for you there. Sorry, I'm rambling on this. That's what I do. Ow. And so in a similar vein, number 3 was that it's even harder nowadays to get by and have a real adventure in this world without money. And listen, I'm a man of the forest. I'm a wild man. There's no question about it. It's just that if I want to go somewhere, like, a lot of airports, they need me to scan a QR code nowadays, and there's just no getting around it. Hard to get a taxi, hard to get around, hard to exchange goods, exchange value with anyone, because the system has become stronger, the system has become solidified, and it demands you to be technologically up to date, which demands you to be financially up to date. And if you don't have that, you're pretty much just going to fall off. And it's harder than ever to be a hermit. It really is. I think it's great to have hermit phases, to get out there and temporarily disconnect, but this whole off-the-grid idea, that's the alternative, right, to not buying into the capitalist economy. You just can't do it anymore. It's just not how the world works, and people are less and less indigenous, people are less and less in touch with nature, so if you're going to do that, it's not like it's very easy to just go to a country and get that. They're all becoming developed at their own pace and civilized in their own ways. Some places are less civilized than others for sure, but that's the direction that the whole world's headed in. So, hey, if someone finds a great way to escape, let me know, but maybe I'll beat you to it. So that's what I've learned, right? That's what's speaking to me on this journey. So where does that leave me going forward? It of course includes more traveling. It of course includes more striving, but I think it also has to include more money. And I've said that from the beginning, but it's not like I want to really sell my soul to take a job from a corporation, sit at a desk. I'm not going to do that. That's not the direction of the free man. And this trip is a celebration of freedom in the highest form I know. So I'm all about the freedom. So what do? Well, I'll explore many different things. Worst case scenario, I take a remote software engineering job just to supplement the income, just to keep the momentum going. But I'm going to try other things first. We can try small businesses. Chase and I have talked about building a bouldering gym in our hometown. I love bouldering. You've seen bouldering in some of the videos, so you might expect to see a little more of that. That's just one example. We can do some teamwork on that and split the responsibilities. There are trading bots. AI is this huge frontier. AI is the most investable theme in my lifetime, and older people are saying in their lifetime. And I'm pretty well positioned in that regard, at being an engineer myself. And so I'm definitely going to explore how I can utilize AI to make money. Will I help small businesses implement AI? Will I build my own startup related to things I'm interested in within AI? I don't know. I have a lot more learning to do. There's plenty of avenues to be explored. What else? What else can be done? I can flip houses. Might teamwork with some friends and family. See where we can pool our money together to keep the income going. The important thing is that you don't lose the disco. I mean, God forbid I would ever lose the disco along this journey. So the disco is still very much in place, but the money is important, like I explained. What else can be done to make money? Those are the main ones. I think there's some other stuff. I don't know. I'll have to check my list. AI, remote job, flip houses, bouldering gym, trading bot. Who the hell knows? Oh, investing. Of course, the stock market's a great way to make money. Just got to be a little careful. Got to stay attuned to the waves in the market. So all that should be good. Hope you enjoyed this tour. And yeah, I'm really thrilled to stay here. So while I'm here for 2 weeks in this great environment, I will be sure not to miss out on the opportunity to do more research, do more inner exploration as well, to find out how I fit all these pieces together. Oh, I didn't mention that I kind of wanted to be a pro hockey player for a little bit. Some of you who watch the channel probably didn't know that I've played hockey my whole life and played in college and could play in some pro leagues, by no means the best ones, but still professional nonetheless. And that would be a lot of fun to do. It wouldn't make a lot of money, but I could work on other stuff on the side and it would be very disco. Let's see what's to come. I'm going on a bunch of day trips. Maybe I'll be, I don't know. Maybe I'll find cool things and I'll share them with you along the way. I love yoga, which is why I hate yoga retreats. I'm here at the Yoga Barn in Ubud, a place where chasers of aesthetic can come waste money under the guise of healing. And what's the problem with this place? Well, it might be a good first step for some people. It's a beautiful venue, to be sure. But when you look around, the majority of the people here are overweight and unhealthy. What does that tell you? It tells you it's Mickey Mouse bullshit, people coming to escape the problems of real life, and rather than finding solutions in the place where they lie, they come because they need to find the solution in themselves. Maybe, but if you needed to find it within yourself, wouldn't you just do it yourself? You could save a lot of money with a little more discipline. You can do your yoga right at home. I did mine this morning. It was fantastic. Like I said, big fan of yoga. But instead, they come where they need this community, cult-like aspect and environment surrounding them in order to begin to practice. And what's the problem with it? The problem is that it's just so gimmicky and it doesn't last. The change that you made, now you think, oh, stresses have built up again, I want to come and let some lost old lady teach me how to cry. I don't even know. I need to go to a yoga retreat to find myself again. Like, wasting all this money, wasting all this time, when the thing that you needed all along was right inside of you. When I'm at a place like this, I want to blast heavy metal. And when I'm at a heavy metal concert, which I don't go to, I want to go play with my Tibetan singing bowls because I am steadfast in my defiance. It's me and just me, and it's I, and it's always been I, and it's I, and it's you, and it's me, and you don't need a damn yoga retreat. This is now my last night in Bali. I'm here on the cliffs of Uluwatu, very beautiful place. I'm extremely impressed by the Balinese culture. I think it's really beautiful. For some reason, they didn't figure out their road system early enough, and it's on the verge of overpopulation. Not quite there yet to the point where you don't want to come visit. There's still a lot worth seeing. The beaches are also pretty dirty. Haven't wrapped my head around that one for a place that gets all its money from tourism and its beaches. But nonetheless, it was a very reflective and nice time for me. I'll be moving on to the Philippines now, meeting up with my brother Josh. We're gonna do more or less the same shit, but I'll try to bring something interesting to the table. And there is one part of my going forward that I've neglected to mention, which is romantic partnership. And that is probably something that I should figure out here in the next year or so, whether I want to be married or continue vagabonding. You know, when I was at the Dhanalinga in the Isha Yoga Center, after that time I really felt that the only thing missing in my life was a companion. So I probably should get married, and I probably won't get married. Contrary to what you might have seen in the Thailand vlog, I'm really not all that much of a pussy fucker either. So it's just me, and have to figure that one out pretty soon here. But as always, thank you for your interest in the disco. I'm really humbled that there's anyone that watches me besides just my friends and family. So I appreciate you a lot, and let's see what happens.